Okay, so we're gonna make this a short one today. I mean, they're always short, but you know what I mean. So, the devs released a little thing about introducing Chucky. It's not very long. I was kind of hoping for a video on them implementing it a bit, but I mean, hearing some of their thoughts is always good, I suppose. So we're just gonna get into that a little bit. The link to this, by the way, will be below if you want to read more into it. Like I said, it's like 4 or 5 paragraphs. It's a very short read, but I still think it's interesting. I haven't read it yet, so. Chucky is officially coming to WWE, making the arrival of another legendary horror character to the roster. He's officially the first killer to feature a third-person camera. It's been a long time coming, and we know the good guy has been among the most requested characters from our community, which is absolutely true. Chucky has been requested since before I even started playing the game. And, you know, a lot of people were wondering how it would work, and I hope they go into this about how the third-person camera came into be as like an idea, or if they've had this idea for a while, or if it just came out of nowhere. I'm curious. Understandably so. He's an iconic killer, and Dead by Daylight's roots derive from the slasher genre. Despite the demand, there were challenges to bring Chucky to the fog, primarily due to size-related challenges, with both the first-person camera and core mechanics like hooking survivors. Fortunately, Dead by Daylight's killer design team, in collaboration with Universal Products and I can't read. We're determined to find a way. Size isn't everything. Being that he's a killer doll, Chucky's size is considerably smaller than other killers, which made the act of hooking a bit trickier than expected. How's a good guy supposed to put a survivor on a hook? And many obstacles standing taller than Chucky's height, the first-person camera would have been unexpectedly difficult to track survivors mid-chase. Now, I do want to say, when I was making my concept video for Chucky, a lot of people brought up the fact that even when you're playing as Victor, sometimes not being able to see over things can be very frustrating and annoying. Personally, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. That being said, I think this was the best solution to that problem, 100%. We've always known players wanted to see Chucky in the fog. He's a horror legend, after all. But the size issue was always believed to be an insurmountable hurdle, and or so we thought. Enter an interesting design question. What if we gave a killer a third-person camera? The solution clearly made sense. While there is a precedent for shorter killers in the Twins, it was clear that using the first-person camera for Chucky would open the door to numerous balance complications. For instance, a taller killer can see survivors over waist-high loops, where Chucky would not. Not only that, playing entire trials at such a low camera sounded like an unpleasant and dizzying experience. Considering Clown and Doctor are still in the game, I cannot believe that is still a concern. As many know, I play Clown a lot now. That it's probably going to switch once Chucky comes out. But even as a Clown player, get rid of the blur, please. Just reverse the controls or something else. I don't know. Whatever. That's a whole other video topic. The primary challenge was visibility. We needed to ensure players could see enough to play comfortably, unimpaired by tall grass or lower obstacles. At the same time, we had to make sure he didn't have drastically better situational awareness than other killers. We spent an inordinate amount of time tweaking the camera values to find the ideal balance. I will say, while he can corner check, there are some maps where, particularly the corner map, it's actually funny. I think it's easier to see with him. I'm blind as hell on core maps. Anyone who's been to stream, shameless plug, knows this. I am amazingly blind on a lot of the corn maps, and it's crazy to me how much of a difference the third-person camera makes. This would also probably explain why Shadowborn and Monitored and Abuse don't work on him, because of balancing choices. I'm assuming that's why. When the FOV slider does come to the game, they have said it's going to. I'm curious if that's going to affect it or not. Personally, I think it would be fine if it doesn't affect him and only the first-person killers, but we'll see. Once it was decided that we would feature a third-person camera for Chucky, the killer design team got to work. The primary challenge was visibility. We needed to ensure players could see enough to play comfortably unimpeded. Wait. Oh, I already read that. I apologize. No, they typed that twice. Okay, never mind. I didn't read that twice. From there, every decision had to consider the third-person camera, as that was the table right from the start. Was on the table right from the start. Once playtesting began, we had to split our attention between ensuring the gameplay felt in line with the Chucky character, while also ensuring the camera was as polished as possible. As far as hooking, carrying, and interrupting survivors, the team ultimately decided with the spirit of Charlie Ray in his human form would be able to handle those duties. And I know there's a couple, it's a very small minority of people who are kind of upset that they brought the ghost of Charles Lee Ray in. I think it works. Well, there's no precedent for it in the shows or the movies or anything. I think it works just fine. I mean, Chucky's technically a voodoo master, so I'm cool with it. Plus, the entity's technically helping him out, so I think it works and makes sense for the character. Also, I like how they basically said that a lot of the game design didn't really even go into his power. It more so went into that third-person camera, which makes sense. While I know some are disappointed that the power is a little lackluster in the sense of it's not very complex, I think that's because people are forgetting that his main power is actually the third-person camera and being short. Challenging Chucky. With the camera settled, how did the design team ensure Chucky's gameplay remained true to his character? For starters, I watched the movies and TV series. I'd seen most of it before, but it was a great excuse to revisit and take a lot of notes. From there, the team at Universal Products, we established the experience pillars, which all things the player should feel while playing as or against the killer. While Chucky is certainly brutal, racking up a considerable kill count throughout the course of the films and TV show, he's also undeniably hilarious. Intimidating and crude to be sure, but so damn funny. It was integral to capture the darkly comedic element of his character, which demanded the vocal talents of Brad Dourif, which is the original voice actor of the foul-mouthed doll. Having Chucky Into the Fog after fans have been asking for years is something to behold. We were honored to bring back the original voice actor for Chucky and Tiffany to elevate the authenticity for fans of the infamous killer doll. While reprising the role in Dead by Daylight, Dourif recorded new original lines that are sure to get blood pumping. The results speak for themselves. Chucky is an incredibly unique killer that will place players in the third person for the first time ever, granting a new perspective on tracking down, chasing, and terrorizing survivors. If that sounds up your alley, you might just meet your next best friend till the end. That's another thing, bring Brad Dourif and Tilly in. We haven't heard Tilly's voice yet. I mean, it's Jennifer Tilly. It's going to sound amazing. But I think overall they did a good job with all of this. Once again, I can see the love and the care they put into making this chapter. That's not to say they don't do it for all the licensed chapters, because for the most part they do. I think the one exception to that rule, in my opinion, is maybe Freddy. But even then, I know some people aren't a fan of the 2010 Freddy. It's still Freddy at the end of the day. I mean, I wish it was the older Freddy, but it is what it is. Legendary skin one day, maybe. We'll see. But that's the other thing is with the voice lines. I'm glad that they talk about how that was such an integral part. Because I said it before, if Brad Dourif didn't do the voice, I don't think it would have been as good as it was. But in any case, so I just wanted to read this real quick, give you guys some perspective from what the devs were saying. Once again, I wish there was more to this. I really want to see a video or something. Maybe someone told me there's an interview with Brad Dourif. I need to find that. But yeah, I think this is great. I think one thing I am still curious on is who they got the rights from. I'm assuming it's Don Mancini, because I don't think Brad Dourif would have worked with them if Don Mancini didn't give his blessing. So we'll see how that goes. But in the case, guys, like and sub and all that stuff. The support on the videos has been great. I know these aren't anything special or hard to make, but it's just something I do, and I enjoy it. Chucky will be out next week, 7 days from now. We're also doing the Toys for Tots donation thing. I'm going to have a link for my Twitch down there, and you guys can join. The videos posted a little bit closer to the day will have the donation link itself in there. I think it's going to be fun. And we're also doing a giveaway for Chucky on my Twitter. Also, the link for that is also below. And if you want a copy of the Chucky chapter, all you gotta do is follow and send me a gift of Chucky, and I'll pick someone at random. We'll see how that goes. In any case, I'll catch you guys later, and bye!